The guy is living his best life. He's had a fantastic career, we all know. We know John's a religious man, so I want to say God bless him moving forward in what he does with his life and his career. And, you know, we move on. We move on. The contenders are getting sick of it. Everybody's getting sick of it. Even the fans are getting sick of this stuff. So John's retired, and it's time that we move on.
This is the greatest promo I've ever heard. He just announced his nemesis' retirement.
Tom Aspinall is frustrated by the heavyweight division stagnation, but stays ready and eager to fight anyone at any time. He explained that many of the top contenders like Cyril Gane, Jelton Almeida, and others are hesitant to take fights because they're all waiting to see what happens at the top. According to Tom, everyone is trying to be next.
One thing that your division has not done is a great job. The guys haven't done a great job of saying, okay, after Tom and John, I'm next. But I assume that Cyril is. I know you and Cyril got some unfinished business. In your opinion, do you think that Cyril is going to get a real good look there, or do you think it could really be Derek or somebody else next for you?
Oh, it could be anybody. The issue is that the other guys don't want to fight anybody because they might be next themselves. They don't know what's going on at the top.
Problem.
And no, everybody else is scared to fight. You got Volkov there, you got Cyril Gane there, you've got Almeida there, you've got some other guys under those guys, and nobody wants to make the next move. The division is just completely stuck. And I'll tell you what, I don't know about you guys, I'm sick of this division being stuck. I'm there, I'm active, I'm ready to go, I'm training all the time, I'm getting better and better all the time. Just stick me in, man. I'm ready to fight.
Furthermore, Tom Aspinall made it clear that he's ready to fight anyone in the division and that he's not the one holding things up when asked by Daniel Cormier if the top contenders are just afraid to face each other or him. Tom didn't pause. He said nobody wants to fight. He explained that while people on the outside keep telling him who he should face next, the truth is he's trying to fight everyone, but keeps getting turned down. He confirmed he's told the UFC he's.
Do you think that those guys would fight you if they were offered that, and are they just unwilling to fight each other?
No, nobody wants to fight, man. I'm the only guy who wants to fight in the division. I'm just like, you know, people keep trying to tell me what to do from the outside. You should fight this guy and fight that. Look, I'm trying to fight everybody, man. I'm trying to fight absolutely everybody. Everybody keeps saying no.
So you've essentially told the UFC, I will fight any of them.
I never turned down a frigging fight in my life. Never, and I never will. The day I start turning down fights is the day I'm going to retire. Yeah. That's when I start turning down fights. I'm here to fight people, man. That's what I do. That's what I'm put on this planet to do, is to train and fight people. That's what I've wanted to do since I was 10 years old. I've been wanting to be the undisputed UFC heavyweight champion since I was 10 years old, man. I'm 32 now. Like, what are we doing?
Furthermore, when Daniel Cormier mentioned how some fans think Jon Jones is avoiding a battle with Tom Aspinall, Tom answered by changing the topic. He questioned why people were still talking about Jon, pointing out that he is retired and no longer involved in the current picture. Tom stated that he did not mean any disrespect, and those who know him personally know it is not his manner. He remembered something he had said in the past. He would retire Jon Jones without fighting him. Tom mentioned that based on the outcome of events, that is exactly what happened to him. The story with Jon is over, and it's time to focus on what's next.
What is your thought about people going, well, he's afraid of Tom Aspinall? Like, you don't believe, Tom, that Jon Jones is afraid.
Guys, why are we still talking about Jon? He's retired. He's done. I said a thing a long time ago, and you know, you guys know me personally. I'm not a disrespectful guy.
Yeah, you're not.
But I said a thing a long time ago that I'm going to retire Jon without even fighting him. And
you did.
That's what's happened.
Paddy Pimblett also spoke on the possible Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones battle, saying it's a must-see. He reported sat next to Tom recently at a UFC event in London, where they talked about it. Paddy openly admired Tom, describing him as one of the coolest and most genuine persons in all of MMA. He accepted he couldn't pick against Jon Jones, despite his desire for Tom to win. Paddy thinks Jones has unrivaled fight IQ. He commended Jones for constantly devising the perfect game plan to defeat whoever is in front of him, claiming that is what makes him possibly the best fighter of all time.
You think the Aspinall-Jones fight happens?
It's got to happen. I was sitting next to Tom the other week at the UFC in London and talking to him about it.
How do you think that plays out if they fight?
I'll be honest, Tom's a friend. I love Tom. He's one of the coolest dudes in the whole of MMA. even though Jones is getting old, I just can't pick against John Jones. The one thing I do think John Jones has got the best in the world and the best ever is fight IQ. He has a perfect game plan to beat that person. As much as I love Tom and I want Tom to win, I couldn't pick against John Jones. It's just something I couldn't.
Eddie Hall, on the other hand, expressed faith in Tom Aspinall's chances of facing John Jones inside the octagon. While acknowledging John's legendary position and successes in the sport, Hall saw Tom's agility, excellent technique, and rapid ascension as a major danger. In his view, Aspinall possesses the quickness and all-around talent to overwhelm even a fighter as experienced and renowned as Jones. Hall was sure that Tom was the only person capable of dethroning a legendary figure.
John Jones or Tom Aspinall. So if you don't know MMA world, sorry to bore you, but Tom Aspinall is the UFC's #1 right now. John Jones is, he's seen as the best MMA fighter on the planet. Dana White's got a massive for him, says he's unbeatable. Honestly, I think if you put John Jones and Tom Aspinall in a room and said one man leaves, I think Tom Aspinall leaves that room. I genuinely do. I think John Jones, I can't badmouth the guy. He's got an amazing record, but he's definitely ducking Tom Aspinall, 100%. And I think he's even said he doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall after his next fight. He's pretty much going to retire after this fight, so he's ducking Tom Aspinall.
Furthermore, Eddie Hall not only backed Tom Aspinall as a potential winner in a battle against John Jones, but he also chastised Jones for appearing to avoid the fight. Hall questioned Jones' willingness to fully test himself, suggesting that his reluctance sprang from fear rather than strategy. He underlined that true fighters show their brilliance by taking on obstacles, not by avoiding them. In Hall's opinion, if the fight ever happened, Tom would not simply show up, he would win.
He can say what he wants, but actions speak louder than words, so there we go. Anyway, the answer to that question is Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is kicking John Jones.
Meanwhile, Belal Muhammad sees Tom Aspinall as one of the most serious dangers John Jones might face, citing Tom's speed, power, and the way current heavyweights are growing. Though he still favors Jones in a prospective fight, Belal thinks the fight would not take place unless the financial stakes were immense. He estimates that John would only agree if the compensation was in the $30 to $50 million level. Muhammad also stated that Dana White would definitely push for the fight since it is so marketable, but he questioned whether Jones would be motivated enough given that his reputation is already guaranteed. Instead, Belal thinks Jones will want a super fight with someone like Alex Pereira, which would have a larger legacy or financial consequences.
John Jones, a lot of people consider him the GOAT, the best fighter ever do it. The next hungry lion is Aspinall. It's probably the toughest fight that he'll have. This guy's the next generation. He's a lot stronger, a lot faster. But I think John Jones is good enough to beat him. But it's it has to be worth it. The fans are fickle, right? You lose one fight, they're going, he sucks. Right? They just care about your last win or your last loss. I think Dana White and them will end up making it. Dana White's a smart businessman. He knows how much money that fight would make. If I'm John Jones, you've already done everything in the sport. It's not worth it unless it's that $30 million, $50 million payday. If I'm John Jones, I'm picking out Pereira first over Aspinall.
When asked by Daniel Cormier about a recent interview in which he and John Jones appeared to be in agreement about leaving the UFC to decide their next actions, Tom Aspinall quickly shot it down. He reiterated that there is no such arrangement and told everyone that John is retired. Tom stated that he does not follow John on social media and joked that most others do not either, but based on what he has seen, John is loving his life outside the cage. He praised Jones for his amazing work and, knowing John's faith, wished him continued success. For Tom, the attention has shifted away from John and toward what comes next, and he is ready to move on.
It sounds to me, recently I saw an interview where it said you and John are aligned and you guys have decided together to allow for the UFC to tell you what you're doing. Is that true?
Nah, man, John's retired. What are we talking about, guys? John, you guys don't follow John on social media?
I don't follow him on social media. He said that.
No, me too, actually. Me too. But the guy is living his best life. He's had a fantastic career. We all know. We know John's a religious man, so I want to say God bless him moving forward in what he does with his life and his career. And we move on. We move on.
Tom Aspinall, on the other hand, stated boldly that he is the undisputed heavyweight champion and ready to meet anyone who challenges him. He underlined the need of getting the division back on track, saying that many rivals had been waiting far too long for a shot. According to Tom, both candidates and supporters are getting weary of the ongoing deadlock. With Jon Jones' retirement, Tom thought it was time to move forward and bring new vitality into the heavyweight class.
I'm the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I'm ready to take on all comers, get this division moving again. Us guys have been waiting around too long. You know, the contenders are getting sick of it. Everybody's getting sick of it. Even the fans are getting sick of this stuff. So John's retired and it's time that we move.
Furthermore, Rampage Jackson expressed his admiration for Jon Jones, stating that very few fighters can beat him after meditating on their own clash. Rampage admitted that, despite being in terrific form, he was unable to defeat Jones, but he recognized Tom Aspinall as a skilled and real rival. Rampage did not consider him a major threat to Jones' reign. He also cited hearing that Jon plans to spend 6 months researching Aspinall's approach in preparation for a prospective battle, which he saw as a proof of Jones' meticulous and strategic attitude. Rampage even compared Jones to Neo from The Matrix, complimenting his incredible ability to analyze opponents, control battles, and set the pace.
You fought Jon Jones back in the day. People are
why you only bringing up my losses?
People are all talking about Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. How do you see that fight going? You got Tom or you got Jon?
Man, I don't think there's nobody on the planet that could beat Jon Jones because I was in there with him. I was at my best, and I've never lost a fight at my best until Jon Jones. And you know, no disrespect to Tom Aspinall, but he a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? I think he's probably second best out there, but I don't see him.
You think Jon Jones finishes him?
I think Jon Jones is just a real smart fighter. I heard something like he want to take 6 months before he fight Aspinall. I think it's because he want to study him. He want to break him down. You know, right. Jon Jones ain't no fool. He's probably one of the smartest fighters out there. I say he like Neo. He's Neo of MMA.
Furthermore, Dricus Du Plessis complimented Tom Aspinall's passion and determination, while admitting that Jon Jones' outstanding career is likely coming to an end. He expressed hope that Jones' legacy will be unblemished and that Aspinall will take the heavyweight category forward. At the same time, Du Plessis noted Jones' ability to break down even the toughest opponents, highlighting why he remains one of the sport's all-time greats.
Aspinall is young, he's hungry. You have Jones, who is definitely at the end of his career, 38 years old. I don't need to see this because he's never been beaten. I want Jon Jones to retire unbeaten, and I want him to retire, and Aspinall goes on to be the next big thing. But Jon Jones being the warrior that he says, pay me enough and I'm doing it. Aspinall wants it, and one of them has to lose that fight. And that's the one thing. You look at it and go, Aspinall's probably going to win. But then, if you ask me that, I say, no. We've said that so many times with Jon Jones, and it makes it look easy. He is the greatest of all time.
Meanwhile, Francis Ngannou emphasized that a battle with Jon Jones would be an important chance for Tom Aspinall to cement his place among the top. He stated that, while Jones stands to win financially from the bout, Aspinall's better wrestling history and ground skills make him a much more difficult test than fighters such as Alex Pereira.
He keeps saying he doesn't want Aspinall.
Aspinall will need that fight. I don't need it. When you look at it, pretty much true. There's nothing that he's going to make winning that fight if it's not money. But for Aspinall, that will be everything.
Would you rather see him face Aspinall or would you rather see him face Pereira?
Aspinall will be a more challenging fight because Aspinall responds to a ground game better than Pereira. Aspinall will respond better in wrestling than Pereira. You can do whatever.
Furthermore, Demetrius Johnson lauded Tom Aspinall's skills but predicted that Jon Jones would handle him with reasonable ease. He was more excited about a Jones versus Aspinall battle than one against Pereira, expecting Jones to put on a great showing. Johnson also claimed that Aspinall's reputed $30 million price tag was holding up negotiations for the bout.
Jon Jones will smoke Tom Aspinall.
I don't know, man.
He'll smoke Tom Aspinall.
Tom Aspinall is athletic. I think Tom Aspinall will try to take the fight to Jon Jones. And it'll be interesting to see. Like, I'd rather see that fight over Alex Pereira.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
I agree. I would like to see that fight over Alex, but come on, man. Aspinall is a great fighter. Yep. He's a good champion. Aspinall. That's what I said. Jon Jones will smoke Aspinall.
Yeah.
Smoke him.
I can't wait to see. I hope it happens. That's the fight that needs to happen. I think Tom Aspinall versus John Jones needs to happen.
Why do you think there's so much friction there? Why do you think it's not happening? Why? Because we see so much.
I think John Jones said he wants 30.
Frank Mir, on the other hand, saw Tom Aspinall as a big challenge to John Jones, but he still preferred Jones because of his superior wrestling skills. Mir thought Jones could counter Aspinall's jiu-jitsu with superior control and strong ground striking. He also stated that a victory over Aspinall would have little effect on Jones' legacy because he is already considered as one of the best fighters in MMA history.
I think Tom might have the best chance of anybody to beat John right now. But that being said, I still think John wins the fight just because of his wrestling. I think he puts, Tom on his back and is able to nullify his jiu-jitsu from being top position with his elbows and control. What does John win to take that fight? He goes out there and beats Tom. Is it really going to make or break his career? I don't think anybody can.
Meanwhile, Israel Adesanya noticed that John Jones and Tom Aspinall are nearly identical in size, with Aspinall slightly taller and heavier. He lauded Aspinall's excellent speed, but pointed out Jones' stronger ground skills as a major edge. Adesanya concluded by saying that without a battle between them, people will never truly know who is the better fighter, which he is.
But he's the same height as me, if not an inch taller, but thick. Yeah. And I was like, you're a lot thicker than I would expect. Yeah. And the speed, that's the thing that I'm like, okay, that's the danger. But again, grappling, he's a black belt, but John is, it's different. Yeah. But I don't know, man. They got to fight. But if they don't ever fight, we'll never.
That ends today's video. What are your thoughts on this? Is John Jones avoiding Tom Aspinall? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this, so leave them in the comments area, and remember to subscribe and like if you liked the video. Also, check out our other videos, which are currently presented on the screen.